这是围绕这个嘞。
这个。
好，上顶天下地的。
城际时光真的很开心。我到了，请让一让，感谢您的
I was alone and a quiver on the boat for the river. Oh, my hands were cold. That my hair was knows where it's going. I have to wait.
这几头就断了，讲吧。
I struggle towards the land, oh, and this sparrow called me home. The sparrow called me home. I felt the wind was blowing against the horse that I'd been rowing. Start to sink.
机，下来的机，两架突击的下来的机，下来的机。
自己当中能。
俺们你那预备，
Darling, I know it's hard